I'm Mary Margaret.
I'm Grenae.
And I'm Michele at the Striped Rose. Today is Saturday, August 16th, and we have a plethora of projects to share with you today. Mary Margaret, what are you going to be sharing?
I have crochet and knitting.
Okay. And Mom, you have...
I have cross stitch and some crochet that I didn't do and a little bit of journaling. So,
all right.
Okay. So Michele has put me at the first of the queue here. So I'm going to show you the cross stitch that I was working on before, and I have made progress. This is the Teresa Kogut Angel, and I had done the flag. So I've actually started into the body of the angel, and I'm really enjoying this one. This is just maybe because it's a smaller project and I'm really enjoying it.
What makes you think it's an angel?
Well, it is an angel. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a Miss Liberty or something. There's the pattern. Maybe it's just Miss Liberty. I guess I think everything's an angel, so angels on the brain. The other cross stitch that I will now be working on, in addition to the antique Uncle Sam, is one that I made the mistake of showing to my granddaughter, Mary Margaret, who you will see later. And it's from a 1994, would you hold that up? Cross country stitching. And that's a very faded picture because it's a 1994 issue. So this is how far I had gotten. And when she found it, she had a fit. And like most things, as with Uncle Sam, there's way too much back stitching in it for me, but I'll persevere because she would like to have it. So
she's been very clear.
That will go. Yes, that will go ahead of Uncle Sam. So
anything to force to put Uncle Sam on the back.
Uncle Sam. So I'm not starting any more.
Except.
Oh yes, I am. Darn. For those of you who are fans of Teresa Kogut, you may have already seen this.
Just make sure you don't show the pattern.
Oh, I didn't show the pattern. This
her
is
if you're members of her Patreon.
Yes, this was her pattern for her Patreon members for August. And there's a second one. This one is Find Joy in Each Day. I just thought that was absolutely beautiful. I love all the Quaker motifs, and it's just something that I think I might actually start on when I finish the 1994 stitch. So, so that's all the cross stitch I have. And speaking of Teresa Kogut, I didn't have any journaling to share, but I did want to share something that Michele gave me as a gift. This was a pack of Angel Kindness cards, and they're by Teresa Kogut. And she gave these to me about 5 years ago, and I love them. And I actually found a set. I looked on the internet and I came up with a set. They're just beautiful, and they have little sentiments on the back. They're just beautiful. And what I usually do with them, isn't that pretty? They're all pretty. What I do with them is, like in this journal, the first thing I did when I made it was I chose a card to go in the back. So I would have one of the angel cards, and I've been putting them in all the new journals that I make. This one says, don't rely on other people to inspire you and motivate you. You have to want it enough to make it happen yourself. So I thought that was a nice one. So that's just a little extra. Anyway, so that was that. The other thing, Michele and I went to a quilt store over my birthday, which was a lot of fun in Dahlonega. Did we talk about that the last time? Did you show pictures of that? Maybe.
I don't know if we did or not. There was a moment when I was, just searching around on my own, and I looked over, and my mother was standing in a group of women. We got there the same time that a quilting group came to shop as a group, and so the line for the cut fabric was very, very long. So my mom, I didn't realize it, but she had this big satchel full of junk journals. And she whipped one out and started, telling people all about it in the long line.
Well,
they were interested, but
they were excited about it because one of them had just gotten into journaling and she was very excited about it. So we had fun.
That's how she kept them entertained in the very long line.
But anyway, I had been looking for, she had sent me a Lori Holt YouTube video. And this is a pattern. I guess she came out with a series of 9 patterns. It's Build Your Neighborhood. And I found a kit. I can't remember where. Was it 1, 2, 3 stitch maybe? Or I just don't remember where I found it because that's been a long time ago, it seems like. But it hasn't been that long. But anyway, it was so pretty. It came packaged with the fabric, the pattern.
Did you get it from Fat Quarter Shop?
Oh, maybe I did get it from Fat Quarter Shop. But why? Maybe I did get it from Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I guess we did. There's a thing that says kit includes. So, yes, I'm sorry. It was not 1, 2, 3 stitch. It was Fat Quarter Shop. And I just loved it because the pattern, the fabric were all together. So, I haven't done any quilting in a long time, other than the Americana quilt that I'm still in the process of finishing because I have a reputation for starting more than I can do, obviously. And I guess
it's genetic.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a curse. The other thing Michele had asked me to share, I sent her a picture of these. This is something we found at my mom's house. She had crocheted them.
Or you think? Or do you know?
I know she crocheted these. I remember seeing them when I was a kid. I was getting ready to maybe try to wash them, but I don't know.
I think that red would.
We think that one's going to fade. We're not sure what they're stuffed with. They're kind of hard, and this.
Oh yeah, they are hard.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going to go. I don't think I could have them dry clean. But if anybody has any suggestions or knows what these were for, I thought maybe a pin cushion, but it's a satiny kind of fabric.
You think it would have been like a sachet with a scent inside of it?
Perhaps.
Like 60 years ago?
Perhaps.
For a lingerie drawer?
I don't know. Perhaps. Or maybe it was just something pretty to set on a shelf. But if anybody has any background information, we would love to read more about it. The other thing that I found when I was going through some of her stuff was...
We have a lot more of her stuff
yeah,
to go through.
It's a crocheted apron. And I don't know, it's got a pocket, it's got a lot of detail, it's very pretty. We think, it looks like the red ribbon has been stitched down, so we think before washing it, we're going to have to take that ribbon out and, maybe replace it with something else. But this was just typical of the kind of things that she did. I'm sure, I don't know if anybody ever wore it. I guess they didn't. I guess the only other thing, I guess you want to show that. We're going to have to stand up and show that.
You can stand up.
This was something, we have found this wonderful little antique mall that we like to go to.
I think that was in a different one though. That little town where the Mexican restaurant was right next door.
Well, it's right close to where we were though. So we had gone in there and I found this. It had been clearanced. So I loved the sentiment. Has it been up here backwards?
No.
No. Okay. All right. And it was just really, really a nice piece, and it's hanging upstairs in my hallway. So I'm very proud of that. Anytime people sell cross stitch, they're getting a bargain, I think, because of all the time that goes into it. So the people who buy it are getting a bargain. So anyway. The other thing. This is what my family, they know that I love my journals. So Michele brought me this today. I haven't even looked at it yet, but this was a little gift she brought me. And it just has all kinds of little, I love envelopes.
Look, that frank is a dachshund.
Stamps. What? Oh,
well, that's my address.
Oh,
but
sorry.
No, just the frank a dachshund.
Okay. Anyway, there's just all kinds of little. Oh, there's a little note from my mom.
Oh,
you need to keep
no,
that
I wanted you to put
in the
this
journal.
in my
Okay,
journal.
in your journal.
It says,
I like this.
"Thanks, Michelle. I need a refill. Love, Mimi." I had given her a bag of York peppermint patties, and she wanted more. She wanted a refill.
So this will be perfect to put on a journal page as a pocket, and you can decorate the front, and then I can put a journaling card down.
Oh,
in
wait a
here,
minute. This was.
something
I thought
like
this
that.
was pretty.
Oh, I love that.
I bought some hand dyed wool,
Yeah,
and
And
it
I
was.
love all these things. This is something I could actually put over a page and maybe put a paper clip, hidden paper clip there. And I
She's
love
been
this.
known to ask the people in the restaurant
Oh, you
if.
told that already.
Oh,
Yeah, you've already embarrassed me with that one. So
the tacos or whatever might come on a piece of wax paper with a design. And she asked, "Can I have a couple of sheets of clean ones?"
and they're nice to give it to me. But anyway, this is kind of just a little surprise that I get from time to time.
A bag of crap.
Mary Margaret brought me. She went on a trip up into the mountains, and she brought me a postcard. And one of her friends had gone to Italy for the summer, and she sent me a postcard from there, and it's beautiful in my journal. So, just anything found I love. So, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, Mom.
I have a lot of crochet and knitting projects. So I have a sock, a very sad little sock, in a yarn that you gave me. I don't know what it is.
It's Patton's Croy.
Okay.
Wild Orchid, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. I really, really love it. I really want to make socks. I feel like socks could be like, the knitting thing that I can just do. Because they're so portable, they're so small, and they're honestly probably the knitwear that you wear the most. But you make yours cuff down, and I tried to make a sock cuff down, and it was really bad. So I have decided to start toe-up socks, and I really like it so far, but this is as far as I've gotten. And I think I started it like 6 months ago. But it's really pretty. And I like the way the toe looks a lot better. So I need to start working on that again.
And here's my sock. My sock yarn is tangled in my hair, Burnett. It is Knit Picks Felici. It's just 3 colors, pumpkin. Oh, there we go.
That's pretty.
Oh, look, here's the needle that I need to sew in the ends. I stuck it in there, so I wouldn't lose it. Knit Picks Felici. I think this was one of the ones that came out this year. I'm not sure. And I am just doing, my progress keeper is a candy corn.
That's cute.
And the pattern is blueberry waffles. So I was going to call these my spooky waffles socks. Okay.
I'm trying to make a tank top. This is Knit Picks Cotton, so it's a cotton linen blend, and I think it's called like cocoa or coffee or something. This is the back, and this is the front. This is a free pattern. I don't remember what it's called, but it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I think it's by Hobby, maybe, that website.
Oh, HOBBII.
Yeah. But I really like it. I don't think my gauge is tight enough though, so I may wind up ripping
Did
it
you
all
tell
out.
them what it was?
It's gonna be a tank top, but I don't know. I haven't worked on it in a while either.
Okay.
And then I also made a cotton linen blend. I made a kind of beach front tie cover up sweater thing for my sister that I gave to her last week. So we'll put a picture in of that.
Okay.
And that was with Hobby Lobby bamboo yarn. It's called like Bambootiful or something. And it's also a like viscose and cotton blend. And it turned out really well. And then my last knitting project is this is the step-by-step sweater by Florence Miller on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. And I've been really enjoying working on this one. It's growing really quickly. These are 5mm needles, 5.5 millimeter needles. So it's growing really quickly. And I'm using yarn that I found. This is Lion Brand Woolies. So it's like 80% acrylic and 20% wool. And my friend and I found this at...
Hold it up so they can see all the colors in it.
I don't know that you can't see. But it's really pretty. It's kind of variegated.
It's almost
it has some
like
purple
rainbow.
in it. Yeah, iridescent maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But my friend and I got it at our local yarn store. It's secondhand, so it was only $1 a skein. And then my friend gave me this mohair. I think it's also acrylic and wool. And I'm holding them together to make this kind of greenish blue fabric. So, very nice. So that's all my knitting. And then for crochet, I'm making my mom a doily that she requested. All I've made so far is 2 little flowers. I have to make 9 of them, and that's all I've made. But I'm using, it's a cotton yarn. I love this cotton. And this is going to be the color of the flowers. This will be the color of the leaves. And then the doily itself will just be this cream color.
Okay.
I found it on Pinterest. I don't know what it's called. I'll also attach a picture of that.
Okay. All right.
And then
we are having 4 new little cousins born this year. One of them was born on Tuesday, and I made her a great lump of a baby blanket out of some Hobby Lobby. I mean, it's out of control. It just got out of control. And I have to wash it today because it has butter pecan ice cream spilled on it. Yeah. My ice cream melted and I was in the car and I thought, oh, well, I'll just stick it in my knitting bag so it won't spill. And
Granny is behind the camera rolling her eyes.
Yeah, it's got butter pecan ice cream all over it. But anyways, it is, I love this yarn. Parcel and Bow, maybe? No, it's not Parcel and Bow. I can't remember the name. But I did finish it. I just have to weave in the ends now that I've found my needle. And put it in the washing machine and get all the ice cream out of it. So the next 3 little cousins, all the cousins will be first cousins. Well, 3 of them are going to be brother and sister because there's a group of triplets coming, 2 boys and 1 girl.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody in our family gets a handmade blanket from a family member. My grandmother made all of them until Walker. And I made his under her direct supervision. And occasionally she'd grab it from me, and she'd put in a few and then she'd, put it down. So she did stitch on that blanket. So Annie, who was born on Tuesday, will be the first one that gets a blanket entirely sewn by me. Because I know that my grandmother would want them all to have a family-made blanket, and I think she'd be thrilled to know that Mary Margaret is helping. She picked the baby girl blanket.
I'm doing the girl blanket.
Mm-hmm. All right.
For the triplets. Yeah. Except I have to rip it all out because I didn't pay attention to the pattern. So Mama's looks way better than mine does.
They're staggered.
Yeah, mine should be staggered. So I'm going to rip this out and then finish it.
And what'd you make it out of?
Is it Stylecraft Special DK?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've got 3 different shades of pink. But it has to get ripped out.
So there's 2 boys in the pair of triplets. And so this is Stylecraft Special DK, one of my favorite yarns. She's using cream as the in-between color. I'm using white because I'd seen a picture similar to this where they used white. So this is Cornish blue, the green is meadow, and the light blue is cloud blue. So one of the baby boys is to get this. And then the second blanket, I'm going to use the 2 blues, but
I love it.
Yeah, it's called mocha, I think. Put the brown in instead of the green because I like brown and blue. This one was already approved by the mother. And so then I'll just put this in place of the brown and we will have the triplets blankets finished. This is what I have so far, though. It's about 32 or 33 inches across, and hers turned out to be the same, too.
Yeah.
This is called the Birdie, Bertie, the Birdie blanket. And you can see lots of different color combinations on Instagram. And in fact, I made a full length one, 4x6 is what I do for a full length blanket for my niece one year. And I used a sparkly yarn from Walmart instead of this white. And it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to make. So,
Does she still have it?
she still has it. She likes to tell me that she doesn't use it anymore. Or that she'll say, I gave it to the dog or something like that. Something like that.
That one.
Yeah. And what else?
This is my, I don't know if you'll be able to.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay. This is my self-drafted sheep blanket, which was almost done, and then I decided to rip out about 5 inches of work because the mountains didn't look right. So I'm just trying to get the mountains back on track.
Is there going to be a pointy top to the mountains?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we live near the Blue Ridge, or we can see the Blue Ridge.
Yeah. So
Blue Ridge
hopefully it'll
Mountains.
look like that.
There's some chemical in the air that makes them appear blue. I can't remember what it is, though. So, alrighty then. Well, thank you for bringing all your stuff.
You're welcome.
And podcasting with me. See? Mwah. Okay. All right, I have a lot of cross stitch to show you. I thought I would take you through my cross stitching week with my rotations. Yesterday was the Feast of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, also known as the BVM. And so I wanted to show you my current Sunday stitch. This is stitched with a lot of silks. I have another Sunday stitch that's been on the back burner for a while with silks. And then I have the Mary Beale Days of Advent in cottons. And the minute these silks start sticking and being picked by my dry skin in the fall or winter, I'm going to switch back to the Days of Advent because it's all in DMC. But this is Eau Marie by Reflet de Soie. Is that how you say it?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, look at it. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Reflet de Soie.
Yeah.
And I started it on Valentine's Day because I was just mad about Valentine's Day. And I thought, oh, look, this has lots of roses and the Blessed Virgin Mary loves me. So this was my Valentine's stitch. I chose a Dinky Dye Silk Red Jasper. It has a lot of dark and light pinks in it. It's almost more, sometimes it looks more of a corally pink because I'm trying to find another red to go in this, and it's a little coral for some reds. I'm sorry, oh my gosh, there are a ton of hanging threads. I know I should have pulled them all back to the back, but they get tangled that way. That's DMC 3750 right there. I think this is DMC 930. I bought a ton of blues and I just went back to DMC. But there you can see some of the color variation in the silk. There she is. She's going to have work done because I just can't with that face. She's going to have some features modified. Oh, well, that's a thread right there. Yeah, she's going to have some features modified. But I'm excited about working some more on that. That's what I work on Sundays until my hands get dry from the cold weather and I need to go back to DMC, and then I'll go back to Days of Advent. Okay. So some of these, I've got some a Gloriana red to try out. That's Bellagio. I've got a color in cotton, DMC. Oh, the main green I've been using around the roses is Granny Smith green. I bought this to start Black Cat Sampler, which I started on my birthday. This was the called for green. So when I did start Black Cat a month later, I didn't want to share it. I didn't want to take it out. I just got a different green for that. But that's a nice green. All right, so that is Sunday. Then I brought you my one red thread a day. I'm so close now that I think I need to do 2 or 3 red threads a day. This is Louise from European Reproduction Samplers on the internets. It's got 2 colors of DMC, and I am almost finished. I have to finish up these backstitch motifs here. I don't know why I dread them. They go really quickly. They're very easy. I have to finish the satin stitch. I knew I didn't want to leave that for last, but I kind of did. But I've got half of it in, so that's good. I've got one more letter in her last name, and then I've got this motif right here to finish up. And then she will be done. I'm going to try to stretch her and frame her myself because she's small. In my last video, I showed you the next thread sampler that I want to start using Kringle's Coat Thread Gatherer Silk, maybe. All right, so that's supposed to be every day. Now, do I stick to this rotation? No, I mean, it's okay. The rotation is, well, I mean, sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Okay, so In Her House by Good Housewife, that has been moved up to the daily stitch. So the red samplers are in their own category. They're stitched 1 thread a day. And this is in the everyday because I'm trying to focus on a finish. But there's just so much to stitch. It's hard to focus. These are mostly silks, except one of the greens is a color in cotton that's highly variegated, so it takes the place of 2 different greens. In between the words is pebble. No, not pebble. Not pebble. Sage. No, putty. It's putty. And those are just half cross stitches, so that's not bad at all. It took me forever to find a yellow that I liked. I went with Schneckley because I just didn't like any of the golds and yellows. So now that I've got the length of the dress. I put her shoes in this morning. I can start doing, it's supposed to have Smyrnas. You start at the bottom and do, it's not Smyrnas, it's eyelets. You're supposed to have eyelets. Start at the bottom and go up. Some of them are going to be partial eyelets. So I decided I love myself. I'm not doing eyelets. I'm doing Smyrnas. But I'm going to have to do some partial Smyrners. Yeah, we're going to go over to Smyrna. Okay. That's in Georgia. Yeah, I realize it's other places too. Okay, so this is supposed to be every day. Okay, after that, Carolina Broomhead, I apologize for the zipping and unzipping. Carolina Broomhead has moved into the Monday and Thursday slot. And to tell you the truth, she may get finished before In Her House. Okay. She's very small. I'm doing the border on the other side. There's no border at the bottom. So that is the bottom right there. I don't know. Once again, I've misplaced whatever Naked Adam was stitched with. And so now I have to figure it out to stitch Naked Eve. Some more flower motifs. And then I have to figure out what I'm putting in the cartouches. But she's close. If I would actually work on her every Monday and Thursday. I was good last week about that. All right, I have to save that out. All right, so on Tuesday, I'm doing Black Cat sampler. Is it 1850? We don't know who that was that came to the door. 1861. Okay, and this is by Samplers Not Forgotten. My mother just came downstairs and handed Mary Margaret a huge stack. Oh, I have that. Of the I have that chart. Of the Jeremiah Junction. Here, well, since I mentioned it. This is the chart I have. I'm going to stitch it on 20 count black Ada because when I finish up my 40 count black linen stitches, I'm never ever going to do that to myself again. Black Ada, 20 count black Ada is beautiful. So this is what I started on my birthday. It's by Samplers Not Forgotten. I seem to have stitched several of those and have several more I want to stitch. I've really been enjoying her. This could be my Merlin, or it could be my current black cat, Loki. I just love a black cat. And I've actually thought I wasn't going to do Autumn at Hawk Run Hollow, but there's this black cat in one of the squares. And I thought, I want to buy that. I probably would start it, but I think I should put a black cat on every sampler that I do. I think I love black male cats, the very best. Anyways, I have been working on it on Tuesdays, except this past week I swapped Tuesdays and Wednesdays for some reason. So I have been working on it. Goodness gracious, how many needles are in there? It kind of makes me think of a traffic light right now. The green and the yellow. The yellow is a Belle Soie maybe, or Gloriana Butterscotch, and there's a lot of variation in it. And next week, I can start the black cat right under here. I stitched down to get to the black cat. So there is the black cat. This is going to be a Tuesday stitch for a very, very long time. All right, and my Wednesday stitch, which is also on this piece of piece of floss. Wednesday, when I moved Broomhead from Wednesdays to Mondays and Thursdays, I decided I wanted to do a small on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I wanted to work on an everyday small, not a seasonal small. So I started Georgian Floral Basket by JVW. And I think I'm using all the called for DMCs. And it is on the bottom of this huge piece of fabric, because I like holding on to a lot of fabric. I don't like a little bitty. And I apologize again for the lighting and for all my hanging threads. I know that makes them look kind of worn and frayed. I'm really enjoying these pinks. I wasn't sure about them when I first saw them. They're not pinks that I've used before, and I thought they looked a little too magenta instead of rose colored, but I actually have had a very garish magenta rose before, so I know there are roses in these colors, and that's like a buff or a white colored rose. So that is a small, and I hope I can go through those quickly because I have a big bag of smalls picked out, ready to go. So let me just get these back in the right things. Okay, so that was Wednesday. Thursday, back to Carolina Broomhead. Friday, I haven't showed you this on the podcast. Yeah, that was my first Berry Stitch Folk bag. I started Every Opening Flower. I really liked it when it came out, but I didn't want to stitch a random alphabet. I don't mind stitching rows of alphabets, but I wasn't crazy about, the randomly placed alphabet. But I kept seeing everybody's, and I started it. Mine is brighter because was it Mountain Mist that it called for? It didn't do anything for me. So I'm using these two colors. I don't know if these are the same colors that I saw Holly Jones stitch with. Bobbin will be the dark color that I haven't used yet. And then the side color is Bobbins. And this is Tambourine, sorry. Sorry about the hanging threads. So there it is. This side color Bobbins is a lot darker, less vintage looking. I had a time picking out the greens I wanted to use. Got one bee halfway in. I got to pick the yellow. I really like it. I had a lot of fun doing these. I haven't filled them in yet. So that's every opening flower, and that's my Friday stitch. I'm not going to show you my Saturday stitch again. It's For the Birds by Blackbird Designs, the series of 9 bird cross stitches. That's Sunday. But I am going to show you, well, this is on top. This is one of my haul charts, and something that I want to stitch next. When I finish Broomhead and every opening flower moves into the Monday or Thursday spot, then I think I really want this into the Friday spot. I really like that. And I got the Called For Arboreal by Cedar River Fabrics. And I don't think it'll be easy to stitch on, but it's kind of mesmerizing. If I can't stitch on it, I'll either sell it or I'll just make a pillow out of it. Just a pillow out of the fabric, because it's really nice. Okay. So I was doing my 25 for 250 years for next year. And I did finish off BG's well, I just don't have the picture. One of Brenda Gervais' flag pillows. I finished that. That color right in there, that is the Called For color. It is so light. It's not a problem in this one or in the next one that I'm doing. But the third of the set, there's a lot of that color, and I'm a little worried about it, but I can't find a good substitute. So this is not the worst stitching in the world to just go straight across. I'm using a DMC. I didn't want to fool. That may have been what was called for, but I did not want to fool with variegated floss for this one. So I'm working on it, maybe doing a strand or two. And then when it's finished, I hope to start the third one, which I don't have a picture of them. Okay, so that's one of my 200 of my this one, I may have already showed you this. I started it but did not get far. I started 2 things. Okay, this one is the Brenda Gervais. Apparently this is a Brenda Gervais year. This is Liberty. It doesn't say Liberty Quaker, but I think of it as Liberty Quaker. Using the Called For blue suede. So that was my start. I don't know which start this was. And then this was a patriotic start. Oh, and it's this right here. And I don't know which blue I'm using for that. I'm sure it's somewhere down there in the bag. And then one of my 12 Days of Christmas starts was also a Brenda Gervais, that set of Quakers. I really like the fall one. I would like to start it this fall. All right, so those are in here with absolutely no thread. That's good. Okay, so the one that I've been working on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of each month is this. I started it last year on the 4th of July and lost it. So I restarted it this year on the 4th of July, and I'm pretty sure I know where it is. It is, wow, it's not on that piece of fabric. Okay, it's on the Carolina Broomhead. Okay, so Carolina Broomhead, and here it is. Here it is. So I'm just starting the eagle. And I've changed a little bit in the flowers. There's some white and off-white, which really isn't showing up on this, which I assume is light mocha. But so that's that start. And that'll be my main patriotic piece to work on the 4th, 5th, and 6th of each month. No, this has to go in Broomhead's bag. Okay. Oh, I only have 2 more. I only have like 20 minutes of cross stitch. That's crazy. Okay. So I'm trying to get done July's chart, which is, of course, surprising no one, is a Brenda Gervais. I recently purchased the Patriotic Swan. I can't remember if I have autumn or not, and I'm on the fence about spring. Not sure about that. But I'm doing this. This is probably an R&R fabric. I don't know which one. And it's some DMCs, and maybe the red, and one of the flower colors are overdyed cottons. And that beak is $3,799. It was called for something else, and I thought he should have a black beak. Okay, so that's the Christmas stitch I'm trying to finish. And then my newest start is for Mary Margaret. She begged and begged and begged. She does a lot of begging for cross stitch, for other people to do her cross stitch patterns. I chose all color and cottons. I really, really, really love the Gnome Gradient set. These are the 3 middle colors. There's a much darker and a much lighter. This Drosselmeyer is a really funny brown. It's got almost some green tinges in it, some brown tinges. So I thought that would make it a good Halloween brown. I mean, a Halloween black. This is the chart. Ghoul Tidings by Plum Street Sampler. And it is in the 2013 Halloween Collectors magazine. Sorry, I hope I didn't show anything there. And this is Patriot's Brew by R&R. And those are the colors so far. That's 3 oranges and 1 green. So I'm really looking forward to that, and then probably putting more Halloween or fall on this piece. I really like those colors a lot. So you need to finish? You need to finish something? All right, so that is all of my cross stitch. And you've seen my crochet, and you've seen my sock that I'm knitting. The quilting mess, the quilting disaster, catastrophe, I did not choose to bring down here. But I wanted to show you a couple of patterns that I've gotten this year, sometime this year. The first one, I probably got this from Kitten Stitcher, is by Chessie and Me. I hadn't seen that one. I missed that one. I don't know if that was a market release this year, maybe. But I really, really liked that one. And I got Phoebe Mead by Needlework Press. I'm not doing it on perforated paper. I'm going to do it on linen. I really like that big bunchy rose right there. And I watch a lot of old Brenda and the Serial Starter. A lot of old Brenda and Laura episodes. And that's good because I forget things. And Laura, I believe, finished this. And it's so odd, but I want to have a bowl of smalls. I could have many bowls of smalls if I had fully finished all my other small things, but they're most of my smalls are seasonal. And so my weekly rotation and the smalls are all everyday things to keep out. And so I like her. I like her. I have an aunt that died when she was 13 months old, and I thought I might make this and put her name in it somewhere. She didn't have red hair, though. She had very black hair. Okay. And one that Brenda completed was the Coleus and the Pear. And I saw this when it came out, and I was intrigued, but I never really pulled the trigger. But watching Brenda and Laura, why would I put wings on it?
Because it's an angel.
That's not a, but watching Brenda over and over. Oh, no, what it was seeing her Lila's studio, Our Father, framed and sitting atop this. That pushed me over the edge. I have the Our Father chart, and I want them together just like Brenda. I like to pretend I'm just like Brenda. And here are some of the threads. They're really, really pretty. Oh, I have one more thing to show you. Because I don't have anything to do. And I have, what President Jefferson said something about vast chasms of time. So I have vast chasms of time, apparently. No. I thought, well, I'll just go and look at some embroidery. This is probably because of periwinkle stitcher, Sean. My daughter's getting married September 20th and then leaving immediately for California to go and live there. And my daughters and I really like Halloween. We really like fall. And I don't know. And Bella doesn't want any cross stitch. She only wants crocheted blankets. She doesn't want a quilt. She doesn't want any cross stitch. But I thought I would just make this and not ask her if she wanted it or not, but just give it to her. I know how to do the chain stitch. It's not big. It's 6 inches. I don't know if that would be too tedious for me, but I'm going to try it. Mostly because I love those colors. Smoky. These are smoky purple colors. So, I think I have enough to fill most of my vast chasms of time, which I don't have really. So I'm going to get busy, and I hope I will be back with you in about 3 weeks. Substitute teaching has started up again. I did 1 full week, the first week of school. I did 5 days in a row and wound up in the emergency room. I'm perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. My legs just started swelling up, and I thought with my artificial valve, I should go have it checked out. I'm fine. But I'm blaming it on being, yes, I have compression socks. No, I don't have them on, Mom. But I do have some for when I substitute again. Anyway, I may not have a lot when I come back, but I hope to have a few things finished in the next 3 weeks. Thank you for spending time with all of us today, and we'll see you later. Come on.
I don't want to go first.
You might have to have a nap. Okay. You're going to say, I'm Mary Margaret. You're going to say, I'm Grenae.
We're recording.
I can cut it out.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it in there. Okay.
All right.
Take 2.
Okay. Who's going first?
I just told you.
Okay.
You were going first. Yesterday, if you're Catholic, was the feast
Of the Assumption.
The Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, aka the BMV.
The BVM.
BVM. Okay. So I'm doing it's Oh Mary without sin. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay, without sin. And
Conceived without sin.
conceived without sin.
Yeah.
Sin. Conceived without skin. Skin.